Hello everyone. This series of videos is going to be dedicated to the chart setups for version 9.7 of the software package. It's going to be slightly more involved than previous updates and previous versions because we've added an optional variable. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. An optional variable of 7-second charts. But this first video is going to be just a demonstration on how to set up the shorter term specialty charts via the 1.1 Renko, the 2x2 Renko, the 2 tick, and the 2 point. And then we'll get into the other ones. And I'm going to be starting from scratch on each chart, but I'll also show you because you've already got these charts, so you could also use the remove indicator studies. But just for completeness, I just wanted to go through from scratch. I'm up here. I'm going to select File, New Chart Window, and I need to pull this down so you can see it. And I'm going to be selecting EPM 24, which is the current contract. That changes every quarter, of course. And I'm going to, on settings, I'm going to be setting up the Renko first and the 1 point by 1 point, and I'm going to show the wick 5 days back. So I'll just pause there for just a moment to give you that screen, and then I'm going to click OK. And then I'm going to have the Renko chart show up. And then the same procedure is going to be as before, assuming that you have already imported the software and that you have already imported the TML files. So I'm going to right click on the chart and select Format Study Templates, and then I'm going to find the AVT Renko 1x1 version 9.7. I'm not going to click over here because then that would, if you do that, it's going to show up on every single chart. So I'm not going to check that. I'm just going to do Renko 1x1 version 9.7 and then hit apply. All right, so this is the Renko chart that also gives us the TurboFlex, and it's smart enough to know that it's on a 1.1 point, so you don't 1.1 chart, so you don't need to do anything else. So your Renko 1x1 is now set up. So I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to proceed to the 2x2 Renko new chart window. Same instrument settings is going to be Renko, but this is going to be now going to be the 2x2. Still 5 days back. Going to click OK. Same procedure. Right click, Format Study Templates. Find the Renko 2x2 version 9.7. Renko 2x2 9.7. There it is. And click Apply. So you notice that this one does not have the TurboFlex. The TurboFlex we get from the 1x1 Renko. But we do get different moving averages, and so it is again smart. It is sending these moving averages and everything else and the bar information, which is very important for the paint bar that we're going to be using, into computer memory. Okay, so those two are important, and then I'm going to minimize this. And then I'm going to move on to the 2-point chart. File, New Chart Window. Same instrument. Settings is not going to be Renko. Now we're going to go to a point chart. Okay, got to select regular first. Okay, so it's going to be a regular chart type. Resolution is going to be 2 points. Okay, and then click OK. Let's see, I didn't set it would not necessarily matter, but I'm going to come back into style and click candlestick just so that it looks familiar. You can play with the spacing here if you want. The 2-point chart is definitely not important to look at, where it's only sending information to memory. So again, I'm going to right click, going to go back to Format Study Templates, and click Find the 2-point version 9.7, and click OK. Let's see, did I do that or did I? Nope, I think I made, sometimes the mistake I make is I click Close instead of Apply. Okay, 2-point version 9.7, Apply. Okay, there it is. All right, so these are the 2-bar combinations that is sending to memory. We just got one, and so again, just to cover real quickly, because some of these, most of these things, you're not going to be starting from scratch from. So if you're not starting from scratch, you could always right-click on this chart and select Remove All Studies. And it's going to tell you that. It's going to ask you a question. Yes, you do want to do it. And then you can come back and select Format Study Templates and come down to the 2-point version 9.7 and click Apply. So most of the indicators changed. Most. So most of these charts you will need to update. In the email that I send out, I will have detailed to you which charts you don't need to worry about. But all the dynamic charts, I think with the exception of the 2-tick chart, which we'll do next, is going to change. Okay, so that's that one. I can now minimize this, and I can proceed to the 2-tick chart, which is where we get the volume pointer control. Same instrument. We're going to go to, it's a regular chart type, and we're going to go to 2-tick, right? Still same day, same 5 days back, and click OK. Now here we're going to need to massage this some, right? So I'm going to do a format window, and on the X scale, we're going to do a 40%, and on the pixel spacing, we're going to do 0.1 pixels. Okay, so that gets us that. And so the next thing we're going to do is right click, go to Format Study Templates, and find the 2-tick chart version 9.7. And this chart doesn't need to change, so you don't need to necessarily mess around with the chart. I'm doing this one just for completeness sake. This one takes a little bit. I don't know if I did that same problem or not. Huh. 2-tick version 9.7, apply. Hello, I'm waiting. I know what the problem is. Okay, in this one, we're going to, on the Format Instrument, we have to come back and click on Scaling, Expand Scale to Indicators. There we are. All right, so I just looked at my chart up in there and realized that the price action was completely out of range of where it was before. So make sure this chart, again, you don't have to change for version 9.7. I'm just doing it for completeness sake. And this one I do look at, not constantly, of course, but I kind of, if price action like it is right now is completely off scale, I kind of like to know where, I can quickly look and see where the volume pointer control is, etc. All right, so those are the fastest charts, and again, you can choose to, if you've got the monitor space, you can choose to have this one. I don't really look at the other ones that we just set up. I'm only using their information to be sent to memory, so I can capture them to the 5-second chart. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize this one and call this video complete. and then we will move on to the second base charts in the next video.